Hello. So for episode 3, and being September the 1st when this is being recorded, in honor of Septandy, I thought I'd come outside, and there's a reason why I'm outside, to work on my Tandy 3. So why am I outside? Well, let me show you. So this is my Tandy 3. It's a warehouse find, and really dirty. So we're hoping I can maybe either restore this. I got it mostly for the CRT because I have a Model 4 that the tube is broken on the back. So I was thinking of swapping it out, but the more I'm thinking of it, maybe I'll just try to refurbish this one. So this is obviously one of the early ones. It's only 16K of RAM, no floppies, and yeah, it leaves a trail of debris every time I move it, so my wife is getting a little upset. So I thought I'd take it outside, we'll open it, take a look at it, and more than likely just hose it down. So let's deep dive into this one and see what we see. So I got this on its side, and as I'm taking the screws off, hopefully it's showing here. Look at all the stuff coming out of this. Definitely needs a bath. So even before I open it, you can tell the floppy part is just covered in debris and dirt. So this one, this will be a fun one. Pardon the shadows. So you can tell here, that's the power supply. Pretty dirty looking. You got all this debris over here. So I'm not too sure where this was. Definitely dirty. The CRT is obviously not as bad because the board's sitting sideways. And again, it's mostly the... Whoa! That's an interesting yoke over here. What the hell is this? Try to get that out of the sun there. Never seen that before. Usually I'm used to like a full covered yoke in that thing, yoke connector. There we go. Okay. Anyways, like I said, it's mostly the CRT I was interested in. Possibly the board, which looks okay. Okay, well, let's get back to cleaning and we'll be back. So here we have the main board. I can't really tell if it's in focus because I'm in the sunlight. But there we go. That looks a little better. So that is the main board. It's hard to see maybe down here. Sorry. There we go. I can see more of the debris in the bottom corner over here. So this is going to get a nice little scrub down. And, well, hopefully it works. Stay tuned. So, during acts of desperation, you do desperate things. Wow, look at that dirt. Well, the good thing looks like it's just surface dirt, so I think we're okay here. Obviously, I'm not going to use this for a while, let it dry out. I'll leave it in the sun and take an air gun to it later. Let's continue washing out the debris. Okay, so here we have the power supply. Obviously looking a lot cleaner and drying slowly. The ref actually looks kind of intact. I mean, obviously it's going to come out, but you can tell it hasn't been blown or anything as of yet. And if I can zoom in a little closer here, doesn't seem to have any cracks on it. So that's interesting. The sad thing though, the brightest pots are literally seized here. So they're going to take a little bit of adjusting here, and might have to be just replaced altogether. But yeah, this is as far as I can move them. Try to get some more better. Here we go. Better focus. I got that. And over here, CRT board cleaned up nicely. Okay. So at this point, I'm not sure whether I'm going to continue with this episode. I just might call this one part 1 of the Model 3, or I might add the second segment to it where I try to power it up once it's dry. Well, stay tuned, we'll see what happens. One thing I wanted to show as well here. So this is the keyboard. I managed to clean up the bezel quite nicely. Problem is, when I took the hose just at the top and I was holding it sideways because I didn't want to get the water underneath, the paint started coming off. So this will need a pretty decent refurbishment. And then there's still some debris in some of these keys here. The arrow won't move down because it's hard to see. Let's see if I can zoom in there. There's still some debris there. And if you hear that background noise, you'll have to forgive me. I live next to a stadium, well, down the road from a stadium. Here we go. Okay, so we have the main board and lower chassis here. It's been drying out for almost a week now, and I've had a fan on it. Everything has been sprayed down with contact cleaner to help remove any water or anything. So we're going to take a look at this. It is plugged in. Whoop, and I'm stuck in the oscilloscope mode here. I don't want that. 1 second. Okay, so we're going to turn this little guy on. Okay, nothing's blown up. That's a good number one sign here. So now we're going to take a look here. So I'm going to take readings from over here. It's going to be minus 12, plus 12, COM, and then plus 5, sorry. So let's try to just tap that over here like that. And hopefully you can see that. Oh, my wire's in the way there, sorry. So 5.2, that's good, it's no load. 12.7, that's good, again no load. And negative, hey, a little bit low on the negative, 11.5, but I'm willing to try it. Okay, so that's a good sign. The power supply is working. I have unplugged the monitor. Sorry, not the monitor. The monitor is actually still upstairs. But, where is it here? There you go. I unplugged the main board is what I was trying to say. Because you don't want to blow up the main board. Okay, so we're going to take another pause here. I'm going to come back down with the CRT and let's fire this puppy up. Okay, so I have this obviously just focused on the CRT at the moment because that's the big thing. I haven't turned it on. Turn the lights off just so we can see what's happening a little better. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of clicking noise. Yeah, the CRT is on. It's hard to see from here. But there is a red glow in the back. Let's take this off here. So we are glowing back there. But obviously there's nothing happening, and I don't think these things have a beep on it. Okay, well, back to the drawing board here. Okay, so attempt number 2. I got a little desperate. I oiled the brightness and the contrast knobs a little bit, let it sit for a few minutes, and then literally took some vice grips to it and just reefed it till it started moving. Gave a little bit more. And now it is actually quite free to move. Now, trust me, it's off camera right now, but it actually is moving pretty well. So I've got them all the way, what would that be, counterclockwise, as if, well, if you're looking at it on top. So we're going to turn this thing on. There we go. I really, really wish this thing beeped or something. That would make things so much easier. Okay, and nothing here. I am getting glow though. Okay, let's take this top knob here and take it all the way to the other side. Oh, hey! Ha ha ha! Sorry, hard to see there, but I think my lens is dirty. Alright, anyways, you can see it. Or maybe just the contrast. I'm going to pause for a second and try to... Okay, you'll have to take my word for it there. You can kind of see this says CAS, short for cassette. And from what I remember of this model, that's really all it does. There we go. Okay, so cool. The motherboard is alive. That's really good news. I don't know if I'm gonna call it quits on this episode, or do I get brave and try the keyboard? Now, as I mentioned before, or if you saw the beginning of this video, there was a lot of debris coming out of that keyboard. So the likelihood of that working is next to, like, nil. Well, hey, you know what? Let's try it. I'll be right back. Well, I thought I'd show a shot of this, because this is a little more interesting than what I was getting on the screen. Plus, with the video mode, for some reason, the video mode of this, my cell phone that I'm using, I couldn't get a stable picture to record. So I took 1 or 2 screenshots. I mean, there's not much that was working. If I pressed the J key, it would enter, like, A enter, I enter, Q enter. So I kept getting like AIQ coming down every time I pressed it. The only other key that seemed to work was the number 7 on the numeric keypad. Other than that, everything was just dead. Nothing seemed to be working, and Obviously I don't have anything else connected, so this thing's not going to do anything. And then over here, like I said, I got the brightness knobs, and they are moving nicely now. So that is it for now. And yeah. Well, I just wanted to conclude this video with a couple of things just to say here. I just had an idea that I decided not to do for one big reason. I have a Fred unit. I was going to plug it into the main board and see what would happen on the screen. The problem is I decided to cram my Fred into a Corvus hard drive case, and the thing is pretty heavy and buried on another shelf. So I'm not going to do that today, but I will do that in an upcoming episode. And now, here comes the dilemma part. So what do I do with this? At the beginning of this video I mentioned that I bought this one mainly for the CRT, because this is what's happening here. I actually own 3 Model 4s. One of them works fully, and it's fully intact except for the keyboard. The keyboard is well, pretty much like this one, and I haven't got around to fixing it. And then I came across 2 at a very good price, stripped though. No keyboards. One has a CRT, and it's the neck is broken, and one of the pins is missing on it, so it's pretty much like, well, it's garbage basically. I just left it in there for no other reason. And then the other one did not have a screen at all. But the cases are good, and the only thing actually in it is the main boards. So one is the, like I said, these are Model 4, so one is a non-gate array, and the other one is a gate array model. So the plan was to get one of those 2 working, and I can hack together the power supply in these things. Let me just sidetrack here. They're very easy to replace because they're only your basic voltage. So you get your 12 volts, your 5 volts, and a minus 12. That's it. And then obviously the floppy drives and anything else you had would just be the 12 volts and the 5 volts. So this can easily be replaced with an ATX. So I'm not too worried about replacing power supplies, and I don't remember if I actually have any in the other Model 4s. So again, so now here is the $1,000,000 question: is what do I do with this? Do I keep it as a Model 3 and keep my other 2 parts Model 4s as something else? Or do I take the CRT out of this one and move it over to one of the Model 4s and make a Model 4, because Model 4 has a Model 3 in it, technically. Yeah. Decisions. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Obviously, I'm not going to act on this one today, or probably even until the end of the year. I got other projects and other videos and reviews I want to show you. But down the road, obviously, a decision has to be made here. And I am now at a loss. The and this is totally sacrilegious here, so this may offend some people, but, I do have a Commodore PET. I have 2 of them. Both are 8032 models. Both are working. One's 100%. The other one's about 95. Actually, no, let's make it 90 because that keyboard's dead and the motherboard needs a little bit of work. But at some point, what I was thinking of doing was taking this CRT, if it was the paper white, which it is, moving it over to the other PET, because I plan on modifying that one, so that can be like a super PET kind of thing. And then the green screen, which I think the one had. I don't remember now. It's been a while since I fired the one up. Anyways, the green screen in that one, I was thinking moving over to a Model 4. Because a lot of the 4s had the green screen in it. So that might be another option. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to call this video done. Well, part 1 anyway. And stay tuned, hopefully in the new year, for part 2 in this one. But there are more Tandy videos coming up. I thank you for your time. Subscribe if you like what you see so far, and let me know how I'm doing. Take care.